Alright, so this video, we're going to be mostly talking about politics and the Epstein files. I did recently do a video just by myself where I just kind of ranted and was getting pretty loud, and I was upset. It's raw. It's like real emotion what I was feeling about the whole Pam Bondi not releasing the Epstein list, saying that it doesn't exist, even though the Trump campaign ran on them saying that they have the list and they're going to release it. You had frickin' even JD Vance sitting on a podcast saying, "Oh, we seriously need to release that list." Yeah, what about where's that energy now? So I'm gonna include that clip in here, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my thoughts on it. So I'm gonna start off this video by saying I'm fucking pissed off, and I think a lot of Americans should be right now. I think all of us should be fucking pissed off. When is enough going to be enough? We've known for a long time now that the elite and the rich and a lot of our leaders are up to some weird shit. We've known without knowing for sure. This whole Epstein case just confirms that. The amount of gaslighting, the amount of hypocrisy, the complete cover up. Trump ran on his campaign saying that he was going to expose the list of all the people that Epstein was selling these kids off to. And it turns out, oh, there's no list? There's nothing? What's going on? What the hell? I don't understand why he put this in his campaign to begin with, because we've known about it since when? Since July 2019. We've known about the Epstein case since then. It has been 6 years. And what has been done? More empty promises? What are we doing anymore? Why are we out in the streets fighting against this? Why are we divided against each other? You know, we're sitting here going out in the streets screaming in each other's faces while pedophiles are flying in their private jets to their islands to go meet up with little kids. And they're just laughing at us like we're a bunch of idiots. Why aren't we standing up against this? What are we doing anymore? When do we draw the line and say enough is enough? You know, Trump's to blame. Biden's to blame. We're to blame at this point because we've all become complicit. We've all become divided. We've fallen right into their trap, and we're not doing anything about it. We're letting them tax us to death. We're letting them destroy our economy. We're letting them now impact our children. What are we doing? These are kids. You know, and then we want to go out with these picket signs saying no kings. We want to do all these protests that are funded by opposing powers. You look it up, it's true. As soon as they passed a law somewhere saying that, I don't know exactly all the facts, but this is just what I've heard. As soon as they said that it's illegal for groups to fund protests, the protests in LA stopped. What a joke. What are we even standing for anymore? We're standing to protect illegal people that come into this country and want to wave their different flags and burn the American flag, and we're going to fight for that. But we're not going to stand out in the street and fight against pedophiles because they are all a part of it. Democrat, Republican, whoever. I'm complicit in it. I voted for this guy. And he ran in his campaign saying that he was going to expose this shit. He was going to expose the deep state. He was going to shut it all down. He was going to do something about it. And he is just as complicit as the rest of them, whether he's guilty or he's not. He has the hands in the pie too. They all do. He's no different than any Democrat at this point with the big, beautiful bill. I agree that Medicaid has needed a workaround a little bit. Everybody should have free health care in this country with how much we get taxed, personally. And just gutting Medicaid is a big slap in the face. And then cutting back on the EBT and the food stamps and all that shit, I agree with that because it's been a system that people have been taking advantage of for a long time now, and it's needed a workaround for a long time now because all of our taxes go up, the economy worsens. It's just, we can't just be giving away money, okay? Like, you need to show that you are trying to be a member of this society to get some kind of benefits. Now, but the no tax on overtime, what the fuck? We didn't get that, did we? We got up to $12,000 off of our taxes. Wow. Thanks, man. You said no tax on overtime, and yet we're still getting taxed on overtime. I get taxed so much on overtime that after taxes, I make less per hour than I do at my normal hourly rate. That's why you work all this overtime and you look at your check, it's only a couple $100 more. And that's more time that I have to spend away from home. That's more time that I got to put on my body. You know, whatever. I could get past all that. But now you're covering up people that like to do things to children. You know, Attorney General Pam Bondi says an Epstein list is sitting on her desk, a directive by Trump, and then they come out and say, "Oh, never mind, guys. Sorry. Yeah, that was bullshit, dude. There's no list." Like, what? There's no list? So you mean to tell me that Epstein was locked up in jail with no list? He didn't actually do any of this stuff, and then he just killed himself, right? He was in a maximum security prison, and you have camera systems that turn off for 1 minute to reset, and that's, he just happened to kill himself in that 1 minute window. Wow, okay, yeah, that makes sense, sure. And Ghislaine is just rotting away in prison where she deserves to be for no reason, apparently, by your standards. You wake up one day, you realize, oh, so I'm still getting taxed on overtime. Then you wake up the next day, oh, P. Diddy's being let out. And then not even like a week later, there is no Epstein list. Hello? Like, bro, when are we going to wake up and fight against this shit? We're just too comfortable with our phones. We're too comfortable with Netflix. We're too comfortable in our AC. We're too comfortable driving around our nice cars. And let me tell you, that shit's going to go away eventually with the rate that everything's going. Why don't we be the ones to fight back and just end this? I'm tired of just living in complacency. I'm tired of being tired at 29 years old. And then for it to all just be covered up, swept under the rug. Oh, there's nothing here. And then the gaslighting, bro. The fucking gaslighting is his press secretary going up there saying, "Oh no, we didn't say anything about there being a list." Pam Bondi didn't say anything about her having a list on her desk. Yes, she did. And then when they go to answer your questions about this, the press, when they're asking the questions about the Epstein list and what's going on with that, they say, hey, you know what? Look, we did a lot of good. We're stopping a lot of bad guys. We're getting the immigrants out that are building our buildings and doing all this, and we're still not arresting the companies that have hired illegal immigrants and that are really the main problem. But we're hurting the little guy. Yeah, we're fighting the bad guys. Eat my whole ass. Answer the fucking question. Of course she didn't say it like that, but like I'm being sarcastic because that's exactly what they're doing. They're taking away all the farmers instead of taking the owners out or fining them or saying, you need to pay a fine until you hire American workers. And then that fine that they pay goes to the illegal immigrants, and then you just let them get out in a couple years or gain citizenship legally. There are right ways to do these things, and they're doing it the wrong way. They're just stepping on the little guy. They're stomping on us constantly, and we're just laying there like, okay, yes, yeah, go ahead, stomp on me more, please. I'm tired of being stomped on. I'm just so sick of it. So I kind of wrote out a script a little bit. Of course, ChatGPT helped me out. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Everything that I just said, that was real. It was a little all over the place, but I'm gonna give you some more structured shit right now. They want us fighting each other, right versus left, black versus white, rich versus poor. Which the rich versus poor, fuck the rich at this point because they're a part of the elites. Wealthy people in this country, the upper middle class, I'm cool with, man. I'm talking about the billionaires. Fuck them. I keep derailing myself because I don't agree with everything that ChatGPT is saying here necessarily, but I'll just read this because I think it's powerful. And AI did come up with this, so I just want you guys to hear it. They want us fighting each other, right versus left, black versus white, rich versus poor, all while they're flying private jets to private islands with trafficked children. And then they look at us in the face and say, there's no list, there's no blackmail, he killed himself. We're just supposed to take that? No, we're done. And I am done. And this is true. This is exactly how I feel. You know, the rich versus poor, whatever. But this isn't about politics anymore. This is about human decency. You know, like honestly, that is true. And that's as much as I'll read off of the AI stuff, because that's just the main points that I want to focus on. You know, it helps because it helps structure what I want to say a little bit more fluently so I don't get derailed like I'm doing right now. But anyway, this is wrong. What's going on in our country is wrong. I love my country. I love my people, but I hate my goddamn government. No matter who you vote for, it's all the same. No matter who you vote for, their hands are all in the pot of pedophilia. And nobody's probably going to hear this, but I hope people do. Because I want to stand here and speak my mind. And too many people are saying, you know what? I'm just going to live my life, man, and keep on going about my day. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to think about this. But when is enough enough? We are so close to probably civil war in this country. We are so close. And we got to know when to pick a side. That's why I listen to news every day. I am looking at stuff about politics, because when shit hits the fan, I want to know where I need to stand. And I am damn sure not standing with pedophiles, with rapists, with all this. It's disgusting. Our founding fathers would be disgusted, not only with our government, but with us. They started a revolution over a tea tax. Look at everything they're taxing us now. Okay, we let that slide. Now it finds out that they're covering up the Epstein list. They're covering it all up. It didn't happen. And we're just going to sit here and accept that too. Well, enough is enough. I wish there was a movement. There needs to be a movement against this stuff already. There needs to be something. You know, of course we can't trust any of the evidence that they have, or the lack thereof, because they would cover it up. You know, Mossad, the deep conspiracies about how Israel has ties to all this, because Ghislaine Maxwell and the Maxwell family had ties to the KGB, to the Soviet Union, to Mossad, to obviously still Israel, you know, and there's been no evidence to support this, but of course there hasn't been. Of course, you can't trust anything they say, because they're investigating themselves on this. You know, and I wish Trump could actually have an explanation for why he's not releasing the list that he said that they had. Instead, he wants to get mad at reporters for asking him the questions about it because Texas is flooding. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, we know Texas is flooding. When's the next natural disaster, dude? You know, it sucks that families are dying. It's terrible. We acknowledge that. But what's even more terrible is that pedophiles are running this country. That's a big deal. You can't just deflect and say, "Oh, we need to focus on this. I'm not hearing you out for a second." All you had to do was give an explanation and people would be a lot less pissed off, but you're giving nothing. And I don't even care about your explanation anymore. I want the list like you promised, and I hope somebody leaks it. This has to be the final straw, man. This has to be it. It's been 6 years. 6 years. And we still get nothing. And what? Eventually, they're probably just going to say that Epstein never existed in a couple years. I wouldn't even be surprised, man. I would not be surprised if they come out and say, "Oh, you know, no, all that stuff was just fake. It was just a psyop." You know, that's exactly what Moist Critical said. I have said this since the beginning. United, we are strong. And we have become so divided over political parties. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. We're all people here trying to figure this out together. We need to come together and figure this out and stop them. Because the Republican and Democrat leaders in this country want us fighting each other. And we are falling right into it. We are falling right into it, man. We are falling into that trap. We are falling into complacency. We are letting them make our lives just comfortable enough that we don't fight back. That we don't do something. You know, and I'm not saying fight back with violence necessarily, but when it comes to pedophilia, man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know how I can't get a little rowdy with that kind of information, dog. Like you're asking for a lot for me to not to get a little aggressive, okay? I mean, what are we just living in hell? Where we got the devil himself running our politicians, running this country, where they're messing with kids? It's not even conspiracy anymore. It's just right in front of our face. It's right there. And what does it matter? Because, I hope people keep talking about this, and I hope something happens out of this. I need it to, man. We all need it to. Just we need to come together. I'm not going to argue with people about politics anymore because they all suck. They all give empty promises or half-assed results or whatever. I mean, fucking Trump, man. You could create peace in the Middle East, but what about your home, dude? You come back home and you're just like, oh, shut up about that. We got to worry about this. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, fuck you, dude. I may have avoided the way that I did. And Democrats out there saying, oh, you voted for this. You're part of the problem. You're this and that. I wanted change. I wanted something different. Do you really think anything would be any better if Kamala Harris was president? They had the Epstein files for the past 4 years before Trump. Did they do anything with any of that? No. Did your party make this country any better in any real sustainable way? No. I want to see both parties doing better. And at this point, I don't even want to see our leaders doing any better because I know they're not going to. They're not going to. It doesn't get any better, guys. It doesn't get any better until we make it get better. I hope people see this, and I hope people start waking up. Like, wake up. We've all just been asleep, letting them do this shit. Well, to anybody that did listen to this, I do love you, and I do love my country, and I love my people. I cannot stand my government. Taxation without representation needs to end. And I just want to let you know that you're not alone in your anger. You're not alone in your fears. You're not alone in your sadness. I'm here, and there are a lot of other people that are here. And we need to come together. That is the most important thing right now, is coming together as people, relating to one another instead of fighting one another, instead of blaming one another. Blame the ones that are doing this to us, because they are to blame. They're the ones that started all this ugliness. They started being ugly to each other, and they started making us be ugly to each other. All our politicians ever do is fight, and now all we ever do is fight. Let's stop fighting and fight them, because fuck them. I love you guys. And I'm never going anywhere. I'm going to keep on doing this shit, man. And my voice needs to be heard. And I want people to listen. I want people to wake up and see what's going on here. And I want people to just do something. Stand for something for once in your fucking life. Because I don't care. I'll die on that hill, man. I love my life. And I want other people to be able to love their life too. And I want to live in a country where our leaders aren't a bunch of hypocrites and a bunch of liars and a bunch of corrupt, evil snakes. I want to live in a country how it was meant to be lived in, because this isn't it anymore. But yeah, that's really all I got. Love you. Have a good day. Have an even better week. It's time to stand. At least wake up. At least wake the hell up. And then decide on if you want to make a stand. Bye now. I was pretty emotional, pretty upset, and I still feel all those same ways. I think everybody should, and it just gets worse every day. Trump wants to sit there and just shove this whole thing under the rug when he was the one that brought it up to begin with. He ran on his campaign. Nobody asked for the Epstein list before. He just said, yeah, we're going to release the Epstein list. And then all of a sudden now he's looking into it, and he's probably realizing if they were to blow the lid off of it, it would dismantle everybody. Yeah. Because it's the FBI, Mossad, which is Israel. It's like I don't know exactly what Mossad is, but I know that it's Israel has their hands in the pot. Just like almost all bad things that go on now, it seems like Israel has some ties to it. Yeah. And it's really upsetting because Israel clearly influences our elected officials heavily. They are passing laws in certain states where you can't even criticize or boycott Israel in order to get assistance from our government. Look it up. It's true. It's insane. What is our country coming to? When I found out when I looked up is if there are states passing laws to keep Americans from boycotting or criticizing Israel, and found out that it's true that some states are actually doing this, I got deeply upset.
Yeah.
Deeply. This is not my country. This is not what we stand for here. It's complete lunacy to think that this is even remotely acceptable.
And we're just a country that stands for another country instead of
Exactly.
ourselves.
And at this point, it's not even that Israel just influences us. It seems like Israel is trying to control us.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, because they're taking away our freedom of even speech, of
mm-hmm.
boycotting something. Like,
It's within our constitutional rights to do these things, especially against other countries that have nothing to do with our homeland. You know, we should be able to criticize anything in this country. And now they want to take that away? What is this? What are we coming to? What is this administration doing anymore? So, back to Mossad and Israel having their hands in the pot with this. It has to do with their former CIA and then our CIA and the FBI. They're all involved into it. And our tax dollars basically went to a sex trafficking ring for minors, for children. And the cover up that they're doing is the worst that I have ever seen. They're just doing it right in front of everybody's faces, and it's basically a message to show the people that they are covering up for that they will do anything to cover up for them, and they don't care that the entire world knows. They don't care. They're just slapping and spitting in our faces and just saying, deal with it. That's what they're doing. Pam Bondi went from talking about having a list on her desk. Trump himself went from saying they're going to release it. All these different higher ups saying that they had a list of names and people that they were going to arrest, and it just they're saying that never happened.
yeah,
They're
it's
saying
just another thing that they promise that they're
that
not doing.
that they're just not doing at all. You know, I did not vote for this, and anybody else that has voted for this administration has not voted for this either. And the Democrats coming out and saying right now, yes, you did vote for this. You're an idiot for ever voting this way. Who else did you have running against him that was going to do any better? You had Kamala fucking Harris. Do you think she would have done any better? They're all corrupt. They're all shit. Why are you still sitting here bashing people that just tried to vote for something they thought could be better? Because during Trump's first presidency, he didn't do that bad of a job. This is abysmal. This is a fucking joke. He's still funding Ukraine, he's still funding Israel, and now he's covering up the Epstein list. And he's not decreasing government spending, he's increasing the deficit. What is going on, bro? I am beyond pissed and I'm beyond done and I'm fed up because Trump was supposed to be like the last hope kind of deal. And there absolutely is none. I was hoping that he could actually bring something better here. And maybe I was dumb for that. Maybe I was. Maybe I was dumb for trying to believe in putting my country first because a lot of the things that he ran on, it seemed like that's what he was doing. But nope, he's not.
Putting another country 1st.
And honestly, Kamala Harris, she wouldn't have done any better.
She would have gotten us right where we are, just way earlier than now.
Yeah, either that or way worse off because you could just tell. And it's not even that she's a woman, you know, because
no,
that's.
I was excited to have a first woman president. I
Yeah,
told you that.
I would love for that to happen too, but we need an actual leader up there. Kamala Harris just was not that.
No, I would have been.
She wasn't ever even voted in for the position that she had. Biden just put her as VP. How it works to get a vice president, you just appoint your vice president, and then she was just thrown in there because they waited too long to take Biden back out because they never should have had Biden in to begin with because he was a senile old man just walking around on stage like a fucking Roomba.
Falling all over the place.
Yeah, I stole that from Shane Gillis, I know. But literally...
Like a Roomba.
Yeah, he just walking around bumping into shit, just not knowing where to walk to leave the damn stage. It was the funniest joke ever. I love Shane Gillis. Anyway, not only is the Democratic Party a bunch of sore losers, but they're also a bunch of sore winners. Because now they're criticizing Republicans for criticizing MAGA and still just rubbing it in. Like, what point are you trying to prove anymore? Are you ever trying to work with me to dismantle all of the bullshit that is our fucking government here? Or are you just trying to be the one that's on the right side of history? Because you're not going to be with an attitude like that.
I used to disagree with the whole MAGA thing when it first presented itself because it was driven by a lot of hatred. But now I agree with that message because America fucking sucks. Can we figure this shit out, please?
America doesn't suck, our government sucks. And it's too many people trying to. I told you so. I told you so. You didn't tell me shit. If anything, Democrats ran on lie after lie after lie. They turned everything that Trump said around and said he said something different. It was so fucking confusing. You didn't want to believe any of it. You know, so can you really blame Republicans for voting the way that they did? Can you really blame Donald Trump for being president now because you alienated half of America?
Yeah.
You attacked and belittled and lied to half of the country and did it in a way that was just so obvious that nobody wanted to be a part of it. That's why you lost, and that's why you're still losing now, because of your behavior, and you don't want to acknowledge that. You don't want to acknowledge that we need to come and work together and put down our own grievances and our own bullshit for a second and figure this thing out.
Yeah.
You're putting your own personal beliefs up as a fact, and if anybody derives from what you perceive to be a fact, then they're your enemy, which is not even the case, because everybody can have a difference in opinion. That's what makes this country so great, is everybody can think differently from one another. You're here to be free.
Yeah.
And you no longer want a free country because you want everyone to think exactly like you.
Like sheep.
Yes.
It's a sheep mentality.
And the problem with the Republican Party is that they put in forward these policies that give tax cuts to the rich because they believe in trickle-down economics, but it never fucking works. It never has. The big corporate bosses, all they care about is their profit margins. They don't care about the people that they employ. They don't ever raise wages when the economy is doing well for the big guy. They don't care. That's something that Republicans need to understand is like when things are doing great up here, it means things are doing horrible down here.
Well, yeah, because they're hoarding all the money to themselves.
And then the issue with Democrats is they want to take all the money in the economy and just give it away to people that are just going to abuse the system. This big beautiful bill, it's a joke. It's a slap in the face because he didn't remove tax on overtime. He did up to $12,500 that are going to be deducted from your taxes, or you're not going to get taxed on that, which is nothing. Mm-hmm. That's still tax on overtime, and then it's only for the next 3 years. So, no, I didn't vote for this. I didn't.
Honestly, I think we need, I guess that's in a perfect world, but we would need like a president who is a centrist, who just cares about the people.
Yeah, well, it's never going to happen because anytime they try to bring forward, like, basically, you would need another party.
Yeah.
Because if you're centrist, you're not with the right or the left, and they're going to kick you out. Yeah. They're going to shaft you like Bernie Sanders got shafted. Because Bernie was actually, he was a little too socialist for my liking, because socialism never works. But he was at least listening to reason and trying to hear the people and work on both sides. But the Democrats just said, nah, you're not fully with us. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You know, it's fucking ridiculous, man. I would love for what you're talking about
That's why
to
I said
happen.
In a perfect world.
Right. But it's just each side of the political spectrum is just so alienated from each other and so far removed. They're both in their each echo chamber.
Yeah.
You know, like saying the other side is just so horrible. You know what? You're all fucking horrible.
Just two cults running against each other.
Exactly. You know, the left wants to say the right is a cult, even though right now I'm seeing more of the right criticizing this administration for the Epstein shit than even the left. And the left is just criticizing the right by still calling a lot of us a part of a cult that voted for Trump. And the reason why I say us is because I voted for Trump. I did. Do I regret it? I mean, I regret a lot of the way my country is going right now. Do I regret my vote? No, not really, because we didn't really have any other good options, did we? Like, he's doing some good, but this whole Epstein thing is just really drawing the fucking line for me.
Yeah.
It's just really drawing the fucking line.
Yeah, I guess you have a good point. I was gonna say I kind of do regret my vote, but I guess I don't because there was no other option.
Like, what would we have? Kamala fucking Harris? We would have had the same 4 years that we've already been having, where they're just gonna let all these illegal immigrants into this country because we would have an open border policy. Who knows who would end up storming into this country, because Kamala still would have been letting Israel destroy Iran. And Iran would have been pissed off at us because we'd be funding it, and they would have sent a bunch of sleeper cells into this country, and it would have been chaos.
No, I know. That's why I was saying we probably would have been here already a while ago.
Right. Exactly. And no, I don't fucking like Trump. He's a piece of shit. And he made that blatantly clear with this Epstein shit, man. It pisses me off.
Fuck you, Garfield,
beyond a belief. And the whole, I'm just not going to vote anymore. It's like, I kind of agree with it. I'm tired of even taking a part in the fucking politics in this country, because it's just...
This is you, bitch. Orange.
Yeah. There needs to be some form of revolution at this point, because it's just nothing is getting done. Nothing is being made better.
It's just a lot of empty promises.
All empty promises. Empty promises, blatant cover-ups, our government funding a child sex trafficking ring, bro. That has to be where we draw the fucking line and put an end to this.
It's the future of us.
And the fact that they are just doing it so blatantly, man. It's either they're that dumb or they're that brazen to think that we'll all just forget about this in a couple weeks and move on with our lives.
They're all just a bunch of arrogant assholes. They think they can do... And honestly...
It's still nothing's being done.
Nothing's being done because they know that they can just get away with it.
But now it's getting to the point where I think people are getting fed up. I think people are ready to do something about this. I know I am. As soon as I see a movement that's has a clear line to shut this shit down, to expose all the ugly shit that's going on within the confines of our government, I am there.
I'm there with you. It's exhausting.
It's very exhausting. It's so exhausting, and I said this in the clip where I was real raw and emotional, but I'm 29 years old and I'm fucking tired.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted, dude. You know, every day I just wake up and I look at this shit and I see how our own people are acting towards each other, and it's just it's sickening, man. Let them be that ugly to each other. Let them be that gross and disgusting. Why are we doing it to each other? Why are we cutting off our own friends because they think differently than us? Why are we going in the streets and screaming at each other instead of going and storming on their front doors and yelling at them and fighting bats against them? We have all this anger and hostility towards our own people, and it sickens me.
They're the ones doing it. They're literally pitting us against each other.
Exactly. This is exactly what they want. They want us to fight each other. Why do you think they are up there constantly fighting themselves all the time? Because once you realize it's all a one-party state, because they're all doing the same shit. Yeah. Trump is doing the same thing. He wanted to expose all the fraud and the deep state and this and that. He's one of them. This just made that blatantly clear. The whole Epstein thing just blew that out of the water. You're one of them.
Pinning us against each other so that we're distracted by fighting each other and we don't go after them. And they can keep doing what they're doing and getting away with it because we're not focused on what they're doing.
We're not organized enough to shut this shit down because we want to let corporations fund our fucking protests. Those protests were bought and paid for in LA.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
No, they're literally staging everything to pin the people against the people.
Exactly. Yep. And we're falling right into it, guys. We're all doing it. Stop attacking each other. Stop going on Twitter and just bashing the other party, whichever side you stand on. Stop bashing them so much. Stop trying to make either side look just so stupid, because we're not. We're just trying to figure this thing we call life out together. And what point does it prove by just making the other guy look dumb? What does that do?
We all look fucking dumb. We're all fighting each other.
Yes. You look just as stupid sitting there calling somebody else stupid.
You fucking keyboard warrior bitch.
Right. And then they go out in person and do this shit. And then this whole Another talking point that a lot of Democrats have been doing. I'm sorry, I've just had a lot more issues with Democrats lately. I'm not on a side, but
Democrats are definitely fueled by hate, so it's understandable.
they are. And they like to think that they're
They
not.
thrive on the hatred.
On negative energy.
I know from personal experiences, we are no longer friends with many Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
By their choice, not ours.
And we're not even Republican.
No, I'm definitely not Republican.
I'm never gonna sit here and say that I'm a fucking Republican because there's a lot of hate on that party too. There's a lot of deep hatred there.
Yeah.
But a lot of Democrats like to bring up the past and then the reparations for slavery and this and that. If you really want to bring up reparations like that, then maybe you should bring up the fact that the Democratic Party was the party that voted against freeing the slaves.
No.
Maybe you should bring up the fact that the Democratic Party has been on the wrong side of history probably throughout our history as a country multiple times.
Democrats coming in the comments like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, well, look it up. They voted against abolishing Jim Crow laws. If you want to go dwelling in the past and bringing up race constantly and how the white people should feel guilty and we should just like, I don't know, dudes, just start paying a bunch of black people because of racist shit our ancestors did. You're a fuck. Stop. Just stop. Okay, because there's a lot of history in our country and both sides played parts in that. And now Democrats wants to be like, "Oh, we're for the people." Are you really? Are you really?
By the way, white people are people too. Just
Right.
saying.
Right, and you
don't
can,
have to like them, but they're still people.
and you can absolutely be racist against white people.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, for people who say that you cannot be racist against white people, you definitely can be.
Mm-hmm. Maybe not.
I am.
Maybe not systematically.
Just joking.
You know, when it comes to systematic racism, I can see the argument that it's not really possible. But there are people of color in positions of power, so it can still happen. I'm not saying that it happens on the same scale that white systematic racism against other minority groups happens, but it's still possible. Saying that you can't be racist against any person, group, or ethnicity, or culture, or whatever, is just bullshit. And then Republicans like to pick and choose what they want to get upset for too, and they really just love sucking Israel's dick, man. A lot of Republicans love just sucking that big Netanyahu cock, man. It's like, dude, just get that shit out of here, bro. What happened to putting this country first? It really seems like you like just taking it from Israel and not giving a damn what happens to your own country. I'm sorry, dude. That's what they do. I'm sick of that shit.
No,
With the Republican Party, they just, oh, but look at the Jews. We need to stop being so anti-Semitic and which, you know, I agree. Anti-Semitism is wrong, but when you're criticizing Israel and Netanyahu and the IDF, that's not anti-Semitism. Yeah, I know. Because they've been warmongers. They've laughed and danced on the graves of Palestinians. They have had occupations against the Muslims for the past like 70 years. Yeah, we're going to criticize them a little bit, and criticizing all that is not being anti-Semitic. I have nothing against Jewish people. I have a lot against Israel and their leaders and what it's doing to my own country. Any form of criticism against Israel is just like, don't say that. And it's because they have little you know, little fingers in their pockets. You know? That's why they have that Jewish gold lining the insides of their pockets, man. That's why they don't want to criticize any of them. That might have been a little anti-Semitic, but it's just a joke and a rough time.
Nobody can take jokes anymore. Everybody's offended by fucking everything.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck the Jews.
Okay. I'm part German, so fuck you, juice boxes.
No, not really. Not fuck the Jews. Honestly, Jewish people as a whole are what? Did I say something weird?
No, I was laughing at me saying juice boxes.
Oh, Jewish people as a whole are very friendly people usually. But when it comes to Israelis, like that, you see them online and they're just like the very proud people and the very proud of what they're doing to their neighbors. You're blowing your neighbors to hell, and you're just like, yeah, we did that. And then saying free Palestine in front of Israelis is like a fucking slur to them. Saying free another group of people is just like, oh, blasphemy. Ugh. Disgusting. Like, dude, fuck you. Fuck you. Free Palestine, bitch. Suck my nut.
Which one?
Either one. Just one of them needs to be sucked. But anyway, back to Jeffrey Epstein. This whole thing, it's not even about conspiracy anymore. It's about power. And when the system protects itself, justice dies quietly.
Yeah.
Our own political leaders are just so far removed from the rest of us.
Yeah.
They don't have any clue what it's like. And they don't care.
No.
They don't care about what it's like for the rest of us.
No, because they don't want to be here, and they plan to do everything they can to not be here with us.
And they just want to shove it down our throats that, they think that we can't do anything about it. They think that we don't have it in us. I have it in me, and so do a lot of other people. Like, something needs to get started with this shit because I'm ready to fucking stand for something, god damn it. I'm ready to fucking do something. I'm so tired of everyone just being so complicit because we're all complicit. We're all divided. We're all part of this problem.
Complacent?
Yeah, complacent. I said complicit. Complacent. Yeah, whatever.
No, I just wanted to make sure I understood what you were saying.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I've never heard that word before.
Yeah, I just get a little retarded sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not complacent. I'm just a very internally war kind of person. Like, I feel everything you feel. I just don't outwardly feel it, if that makes sense.
Well, I'm saying we're all complacent because we're all still just living here and paying our taxes and following the laws and doing everything they want us to do all the time without making a stance. Like, you and I are both complacent in this, and we're all a part of it. And it just sucks because...
And yet somehow it feels like we're not a part of anything that has to do with anything.
Because it's blatant taxation without representation. We don't know what our tax dollars go to anymore. No. We have no idea. I mean, the Epstein case has just blown that up because our money has been going to funneling a blackmail sex trafficking ring. All of the elites and the rich and powerful have their hand in that pedophile pot.
There's that word again.
It's fine. I've seen a lot of other people saying it on YouTube lately. I've been watching a lot of videos about it, and I think YouTube is being a little bit more relaxed with the verbiage.
Okay.
Because I'm not promoting that stuff. I'm criticizing the hell out of it, and I'm disgusted by it.
Yeah, no,
it's sickening. It makes me feel sick.
It's honestly like the worst crime that you can commit.
You're stripping away the innocence of children, and we are paying for that. And like that's a tough pill to swallow, man.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to fight. It makes me want to fight back.
Can I beat the shit out of Garfield?
I'd beat the shit out of any of them at this point. I mean, I don't think that necessarily violence is the right answer because once you do that, you cross the lines of them being able to fight back even harder. You know, that's when they can act martial law. That's when they can start using drones to just fly right above you and just whoop boop, you're gone.
Mm.
You know, so it's like you got to be better than that. It's unfortunate because I would love to inflict a lot of pain on a pedophile. I would love to.
Yeah, same.
But
That is one, I know we've had conversations before where you've questioned my ability to take somebody out if necessary.
Yeah.
That is not a struggle for
yeah,
me.
yeah,
I would take
that
so much joy in that.
yeah, that would be, that's another level, man. Of where you just unleash a beast on someone that does that shit.
There's a beast far in there, and I will rip that bitch out.
Yep, same. It's
not. It's not something I can condone.
No,
and I don't think anybody should.
Nope, but we need to find a way to get organized and find the right ways to hurt their wallets and take away their power. We need to find ways to do that without resorting to violence. And it's hard to even know the right path. It's hard to even know what to do. But one thing that a lot of people could get together and do is stop paying taxes, because what are they using our taxes for anymore anyway? You know, if enough people stop paying taxes and stopped funding them, they're not going to have their power anymore. They're not going to be able to force us to.
Yeah.
They can't lock us all up. But a lot of people need to just come together and get on this train, you know, because what they feed off of is our time, energy, and our money. And if you could take away the time that they take from us, and take away the energy that we give to them, and take away the money that we give to them.
Everybody quit your jobs tomorrow.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Everyone needs to just boycott the country, boycott the system.
Yeah.
That's something we need to do, honestly. Everyone needs to just come together and just fucking party for a week straight. Just come together and celebrate.
Yeah.
Celebrate that we're still here in this ugly mess. Just come together and fucking party. Go out in the middle of the woods somewhere and camp like a big music festival. Everyone just needs to come together, put aside their differences, put aside their difference in opinion, their difference in culture, their difference in ethnicity, or their race, or their sex, or their gender, or whatever ideology you have. Put it all to the side.
Put it all in a bag. Throw that shit out the window.
Take all your shit. Put all your shit in a bag and just get it out of here. Take that bag and kick it as far as you can kick it away, and just come together, man. For a week, for 1 week. See what would happen. You know, and then maybe that week turns into 2 weeks, and maybe the 2 weeks turns into 2 months, and then maybe the 2 months turns into however fucking long it takes.
I'm down for a 2-month long party.
Mm-hmm. and then maybe even just come back home and just be like, you know what, nah, I'm still just gonna stay home. I'm just gonna chill. I'm tired. We're all tired of it, man.
We're all fucking exhausted. All this shit really makes me want to just like live in the woods somewhere, like off grid.
Yeah. Yep.
Because then I wouldn't have to pay any taxes. I wouldn't have to pay property tax or bills, which I don't. But you know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't, it wouldn't be an option. I wouldn't have to do any of that.
And the fact that you still have to pay property taxes after your property is paid off is just...
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yep.
There's just too many problems in this country, man. I mean, look at what our ancestors did. They went and started a revolution over a tax on tea.
Yeah. Now they're squeezing every cent they can out of
They're
us.
squeezing us fucking dry, man. Like, and I'm making
No
halfway...
lube!
Yeah. I'm making halfway decent money, and I am so fucking tight on money. I'm starting to make better money again, and it's like it doesn't even matter. It's just gone as soon as I make it.
Work long hours, too.
Very long hours. I work like 12 to 14-hour days.
Yeah.
Some weeks. Some like this last week I didn't work as many hours, but still, man, it's like I'm working myself to
To
the
death.
point of just pure exhaustion, and yeah, working myself to death.
Yep.
And I have friends that are doing that too, and it fucking sucks. It's so draining. You know, I want to be able to enjoy my time a little bit more while I'm here, and I can't because of these rich, greedy corporations just giving all this money to our politicians, and our politicians not doing anything to make our lives better at
Yeah.
all in any meaningful way.
Garfield, why are the eggs still $5?
Yeah, he said he was going to solve that problem within a day. What a fucking idiot. And you know, I may be an idiot for voting for him, but like I said, man, if the Democratic Party could have gotten their shit together enough to put an actual good candidate up there, then I could see your point.
Yeah.
You know, if you guys could have gotten like Andrew Yang up on there, he would have had my vote. Andrew Yang is a younger guy. Not many people knew about him because the Democrats shafted him really fucking quick.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I liked a lot of his policies. He was going to try to bring forward universal basic income, which basically gives every American citizen, regardless of how much you make, like $1,000 a month, which wouldn't have happened. He wouldn't have been able to push that through. They tried to do that before in like the 70s or the 80s or something like that.
Yeah.
Universal basic income, but of course it didn't happen. And that would increase
Giving money to our own people? No way.
Yeah, well, I could see it working, but I could also see it not working because in some ways it would help take the stress off of a lot of Americans to pay their bills. But that $1,000 you're giving back to the American people are going to be paying taxes on anything they fucking buy with that money.
Yeah.
So it's just going to funnel right back. Because the same dollar gets taxed so many different times, so many different ways in this country. Is just like, at this point, they might as well have a universal basic income. And I'm talking about just $1,000 for everybody. That's it. You know, like people, you can't really take advantage of that system because everybody just gets it every month, the same across the board. You know, so the part that I agree with the bill is cutting back on food stamps. I think that with the food stamps, it should be help for people that need it, but there also needs to be a structure and a system where they need to see you going to work.
Right.
You need to work for that money. 80 hours a month going and work for public service or something like that, and then you get X amount of money for food every month.
They need to do it. So I, up until recently, have never filed for unemployment. But they need to do it the same way that unemployment does it, where they will not pay you unless you have an active profile looking on their website, looking for jobs.
It's good and all, but a lot of people also make it seem like they're still looking for a job. Like they'll go through the interview process and then just be like, nah, I don't want it. I don't want that job. And then they just keep continuing doing that so they can keep living off the system. There needs to be ways where you can't take advantage of the system. Like they need to set it up where you need to go and do community service hours or something like that. Or they need to set it up where you have to go through like a temp agency and then they find you a job, like some kind of permanent public working job, or even a lot of the jobs that are now available because they've gotten rid of illegal immigration.
Yeah.
You know, make people go, all right, if you want extra food stamps, you need to go and do this job for this wage and it'll match it. You know, it'll still be somewhat livable plus what we're giving you for food stamps. Like they need to have better systems set up for people to help them, but also help keep them as a member of the community.
Yeah. I just liked it. I liked that they make you do that because I feel like I get what you're saying, and yeah, of course there are ways. I guess I'm just an innocent baby when I think about it, but I like that they make you
do something.
Do that so that you're
not
productive. It's not just like you said, you're just living off the help of somebody else.
You're just living off of everybody else that pays taxes when those taxes could be going to our roads that have not been fixed in fucking forever.
I hate when I see the guys out there and they're just filling cracks instead of just redoing the road.
Yeah, or the construction that's going on that has been going on for the past 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going on with our construction workers, at least here in Illinois, but it's a fucking joke, dude.
Yeah.
It takes them forever to do anything, and it screws up traffic for like a whole years. Screws up traffic so bad, and then even when you see them out there working, half of them are just fucking standing around not doing shit. Like when I'm going to work, I gotta fucking hustle.
Yeah.
Otherwise I'm gonna be stuck out there all day doing my job. Those guys are just like, all right, time to clock out. Let's go home, boys. It's like, where's the bosses telling them like, yo, dude, fucking drill that goddamn concrete, bro. Like, break that shit up. We gotta lay this shit down.
Yeah. I remember there was, back by where I grew up, there was this, like, viaduct, like a bridge, that they fell apart during, like, a tornado or something.
Yeah.
And they had to reconstruct it so that the train could go over and so the traffic could go through. While it was down, under construction, you had to go, like, 20 minutes out of your way to go around. And it took them 3 years to fix that.
To do that, yeah.
They fixed the top part for the railroad immediately. But for the traffic underneath, 3 years. And it was ridiculous because anytime I wanted to go, like when I worked at Amazon in the city, I had to take that viaduct to get onto the highway. And instead I had to basically throw in an extra 30 minutes because I had to go around to get to the highway, to get to Chicago.
The amount of traffic that is in this country because our construction suck and our road systems suck and our public transportation sucks. Anything that has to do with, like, the government, like, even going to the DMV is a terrible experience.
It's the worst.
It's the worst. All of our government-run facilities in this country are just fucking horrible.
Like,
They
even
all
if I have
suck.
to, like, when I got my CDL renewed for school bus stuff, and I just had to go and get it renewed, like, reattached to my license, my med card. That's all I had to do. All I had to do was go in there, hand them both, have them attached. It's literally the easiest thing ever.
It took forever,
but it took me forever. They sent me. Luckily, they sent me on the clock, so they drove me.
Oh, that's cool.
So I got paid, but
a lot of companies don't do that.
No, but yeah, it's technically like maybe a 10-minute process, and I was there for like 2.5 hours.
It's insane, dude.
I wanted to just shoot somebody.
It's ridiculous. This government takes so much from us, and they just give us back dog shit after dog shit after dog shit, bro. This country is just... And it's not even the country. Like, I love my people, and I do love America, and I love what we're supposed to stand for, but our government is just running it into the ground. They're disgracing what we're supposed to be here.
That's what I meant by... I don't mean, like, America sucks, because I agree with you. America doesn't suck.
This is the best country in the world in a lot of ways.
It is. No, it is. That's why I said I don't necessarily mean that America sucks, but it's the people that we're run by.
That's our government sucks. I hate my goddamn government. I hate them. I can't stand this shit anymore.
And as unfortunate as it is, they are the ones who run this country. They're the face of this country. They're the ones who deal with other countries and other shit, and they're speaking for me, and I don't like it.
Yep. I mean, what Trump did with Iran and putting a halt on the war in the Middle East, I think he did a great job with that, honestly. Sent down one missile that basically can bust through bunkers and just destroy their uranium facility. I think what he did there was great, and he was able to get them to do a ceasefire for the time being. Where is that energy for your own people?
No, and that's what upsets me, is that I agree with what you're saying, but I don't give a shit about that because you don't care about your own people.
What your level of diplomacy that you have with other countries where they can actually work with you and figure something out? Why can't you do that here? You just want to sit there and shut people up and talk down to them and belittle your own people that voted you into office, bro.
Like, what happened to the whole Make America Great Again?
Right, because you're really not doing that. You're making a lot of shit fucking worse, dude. A lot of shit. And so are the Democrats. All of them. Democrats, Republicans alike, they all fucking suck. And like I said, we need to stop letting that divide us. Let it divide them so we can fucking do something about it.
Everyone sucks.
Yep.
They all suck my ass.
Yep. I could suck either one of my nuts. I don't care. Just one of my nuts needs to be sucked.
I don't have nuts, so you can suck my asshole.
There you go.
Just a whole lot of pissed off.
Yeah, a whole lot of pissed off. Yeah, it's just crazy that Trump was sitting there saying, "Oh, we have all the floods in Texas right now, and you're gonna sit there and ask me about Epstein, Epstein, this creep that's been talked about for years. You're gonna ask me about this?" It's like you are the one that
Let me see
admit
that.
your administration was the one that released the fact that there is no Epstein list the same time that the floods are going on in Texas. You did that. Of course, we're still going to ask you about it. It's a pretty important topic. The fact that our leaders are all a part of this fucking sex trafficking ring. Yeah, it's a pretty important question. You're going to sit there and belittle the
Basically,
reporter?
just dangled a bunch of shit in our faces and then said, "Oh no, I didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. You're crazy. I didn't say that.
Hey, I
That
didn't
doesn't
say that.
exist.
Hey, I didn't say that.
I didn't say that."
Fuck it. That's exactly, that was a good analogy.
I saw you holding this, and I was
Yeah, right.
like,
But yeah, that is exactly what the fuck they did.
No, and we had a conversation about this even when like it was kind of first discovered by you, but I just feel like he promised all these things and then he did a couple of them that were like a little easy, and that's good enough.
Right.
And now
Yes.
all of this other stuff that he still has promised, well, I did those things, so
Yes.
I don't
Thank
need
you.
to really do these things because I did those things at
Right.
least. I did kind of what I said I was gonna do, but you don't make. One of my biggest pet peeves is don't say one thing and then do another.
Right. Exactly. Because the shit that he's doing is the
I
same
need to take
shit.
the sweater off.
He's basically became a full on just regular run of the mill politician that just makes a bunch of empty promises, gives half assed results, and expects you to just move on from it and forget about it and be like, okay, thank you. Like, fucking eat a fat dick.
Fat baby dick.
Eat a big old fat baby's dick. Well, don't do that because you're doing that, and that's a part of the problem.
We're already doing that.
Yeah. Oh, what a fucking joke.
Sorry, I was getting heated. Hot in here now. But yeah, I just feel like he fulfilled about 30% of his promises so that we could not blame him for not being able to do anything.
Basically, the only thing that he was successful on, because he's not even successful on reducing government spending with what he did with Doge and Elon Musk, because he's increasing spending now,
Yeah.
is taking out all the illegal immigrants. That's the only thing he's standing
Well, that
on
was the
business
only
with.
thing he was even really focused on the first time around anyway. So, of course, he had to at least finish what he started.
Yeah. And to an extent, I can agree on illegal immigration being a problem, but what I don't agree on is blaming all the illegal immigrants instead of blaming the companies that have hired them for basically slave labor wages.
Yeah.
You know, the companies that have done this need to be held accountable.
They're the problem, too.
Not just to the people. The people, you know, like when it comes to the illegal immigrants that are already here, if they're just trying to be a normal member of society, give them some options. You know, show them the right way to become an American citizen instead of funding all these fucking helmet choppers, all these crazy expensive fucking
chopper.
all this crazy fucking military equipment to come and get their asses out because they're not really doing anything wrong. Like the only thing they did wrong was come here illegally, which yeah, I get. We have law and order and a structure here for a reason, even though our own fucking leaders don't follow it, but whatever, I digress. The main issue is the companies that have been able to run on slave labor wages, on paying bare minimum, barely enough money for them to live on their own, but they're going to work, 100 hours a week just to barely get by just because they want to provide for their families and get them away from a worse country than ours. But I think that they should be given options to obtain citizenship legally, or if they're in the process of it, they give them a time limit. If they don't meet that time limit and they haven't became a U.S. citizen by X amount of years, all right, then deport them, then get them out, because
Because they're
obviously
straight up just here trying to make a living. Like, they're just
right,
working. Like,
right.
they're not here fucking destroying the country.
And I believe in securing the border,
Mhm.
and the ones that are already here are here.
Yeah.
They're already a part of our system. Work on ways to getting them to be fully a part of our system, and if they're not by this deadline, bye bye. But secure our border. Stop letting more and more just flood in and flood this country, because at the end of the day, they are taking jobs away from American citizens. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, what American wants to do this job? What do you really want to go and do this job for really low wages?" No, but those companies should have never been allowed to pay those low wages to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, like Americans would do the jobs if you paid people right, but a lot of these corporations don't want to pay people the money to do it.
No,
They want
they're
to keep.
pinching every penny they still can by
Yes.
paying somebody literally dirt.
Yep. Exactly. And that's the problem here.
That's
The
what I said. I was like, the companies are part of the problem too. It's not just the immigrant. The immigrants, yes, they're doing those jobs for those low wages because that is their only option at this
Exactly.
point in time.
Yep. Exactly. And to blame it all on them, and take them all to the alligator Alcatraz or whatever it is, which is basically like a jail facility that they made in Alcatraz, and there's a bunch of alligators around it and shit, and they're keeping people basically in cages.
Like a fucking moat.
It's kind of, yeah. It's basically like people have been comparing it to like almost a concentration camp that they're taking all the illegal immigrants to. But it's not the first time our government has done this, though. Under Obama, he did a lot of the same shit. There was a lot of people in fucking metal cages.
That's
And
honestly really fucking disgusting, but okay.
now the criminals and the ones that are coming here causing problems, yeah, send them to shit like that. But just like regular average working people, like
But you're ripping away from their families.
if you can't just rip them away and bring them back to Mexico immediately, then what are we doing?
No, because at that point it's just torture.
You're overhauling this whole process. And the problem with Trump is that he has such a big ego, is that he wants to solve illegal immigration now while he's still president, instead of letting it be a process.
Yeah.
He's just such an egotistical maniac, dude.
I didn't know about that whole Alcatraz thing, but I kind of want to beat the shit out of the people who made that building.
It's not even like really a building, it's like a fucking FEMA camp.
You know what I mean? Whoever designed the camp.
No, I agree with you. It's disgusting.
Because I get it. They're illegal and they're not supposed to be here, but they're still fucking people.
Right.
They're not dogs that you could just throw away at the pound. Like,
yeah. I agree. It's gross. And it fucking sucks.
and that's part of the reason that, like,
You didn't want to vote for him.
yeah.
I know. Me neither. I said from the beginning I don't really fully agree with mass deportations. I believe in securing our border, making this country as safe as we can, but doing shit like this is just too far. But it's like either way you go, we're still just fucked.
No, I know. And that's why I say that I don't necessarily, like, regret my decision. Because I explained to you the day we went to go vote how I felt.
And honestly, like, alligator Alcatraz. I keep saying elevator. Alligator Alcatraz is a fucking problem, but people did still come here knowing the fucking risks. Like there are a lot of immigrants in this country that have came here legally and done the process the right way, and they should be proud of that. But breaking into this country and doing it that way is it's a problem, and I'm not saying that what Trump is doing right now is right. I don't want you to get me wrong, but people did come here knowing the risks.
I get that.
It's just the hard truth of it.
But it doesn't warrant.
It doesn't warrant it. No, I'm not saying that it does.
Like I said, the thing is like America is the land of the free, home of the brave. Like, it is something that other countries. Like, America is the best country. Sorry, it is. But because of that, there are a lot of countries that want to, or people in other countries that want to come here because they see us living freely. They see us living a life that they don't live.
Yeah.
You know, and they have kids and they have family and they want to get those family members somewhere where they can feel safe.
Right.
You know, and free to do that kind of stuff.
All right, we're back, guys. Sorry, I don't know why the camera just randomly turned and
It went that way.
it faced over that way. I'm looking at it on the screen, so I kind of got confused. But I don't know why the camera just turned that way all of a sudden. That was really bizarre.
Oop, sorry.
You're good. So anyway, you were saying that people you know are not here illegally.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, the train of thought is not pumping
So
like it was before.
I think your point that you're trying to make is like, you know, of people that haven't came here the right way, but you still don't like you.
They're not here causing problems. They're here to live a better life for themselves and like be with even the parts of their family or whoever that are
here.
already here.
Right.
You know, they're trying to. They aspire to be like Americans. They want to be Americans, but a lot of them even don't have, and this is nothing, I don't want to say this in an offensive way, but a lot of them don't have the education or the resources to become a citizen.
American
They've tried
citizen.
and tried and tried, and they can't do it.
That's another problem with our system is that it's really difficult to obtain citizenship the right way. It's very difficult. And I guess the argument is that it's that way for a reason because this is a great country to live in and you should have to work hard for it, but it shouldn't be made like next to impossible for a lot of people.
It's understandable to have high standards of the kinds of people that you want to invite into this country and keep it being a good country. But yeah, don't make it impossible for the people that genuinely are here to better themselves and their livelihood rather than, like you said, the criminals. Yes, fucking get them out of here. You know, the people that are coming here to cause mayhem and destroy everything that we've worked to build, get them the fuck out of here.
Also, another thing too is like you can't go to any other country on this earth and just expect to stay there without trying to obtain citizenship in those other countries the right way either. Any other country you try to go to do that, they're going to kick you the fuck out.
Yeah.
Or they're going to lock you away in jails or ugly prisons just like I guess we're doing now. Yeah. You know, I don't agree that we should be doing this. I think that this country is better than that. I think that we should give them stepping stones to do things the right way since they're already here. And I think that we should secure our border and keep it better protected to keep ugly people out. I'm not saying that they're all ugly that are trying to come through the wrong way, but if you just invite everybody in, you're inviting a lot of problems.
Yeah. There should be a system to weed out the mayhem. Because I would like to say that at least 75%, honestly, of the immigrants that are here are literally just trying to live a better life.
Oh, I'd give it even higher than that. I would say 85% of it. There's really not that many criminals or sleeper cell agents or spies coming into this country.
Save the alligator cages for the criminals.
But honestly, we don't even know how many spies or sleeper cells there are in this country right now because they might not have even been, you know, and the spies we probably just don't even know about.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't even get a number on it because they're supposed to not get caught. So we just don't fully even know. And I don't think we ever really will. I think it's just a smarter move to have a secure border. And that's it.
They need to have some kind of like screening process so that people come.
Well, there is. There is.
A better one.
It was just taken away by the last administration. You know, they just said let them all in just because Trump came in and did what he did during his first presidency.
Yeah.
The Democrats wanted to make a stand and stand against tyranny and just let them all in. Like, no, dude. We have rules and laws and regulations for a fucking reason.
So just like
You're
make sure
in-
our own people are good first.
Right, exactly. We're inviting in more chaos on top of our already chaos, bro. This country is just we have so many problems and we're just inviting more in by doing that. It doesn't make any sense. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And then now from that happening, you have Trump back in office again.
Just go back and forth with the bullshit.
Exactly. I mean, what do Democrats want to blame it all on MAGA, blame it all on the people that voted for Trump, but you guys alienated a whole half of the country into voting for this fucking guy. It's your fault too, dude. Just to sit there and fucking point fingers constantly without ever acknowledging the fact that you guys made a lot of mistakes yourselves. You know, the Republican Party fucking sucks. The Democratic Party fucking sucks. They all just fucking suck. I'm praying for a better tomorrow. And, you know, anybody that stuck around and watched this whole thing of us ranting and getting shit off of our chest, I appreciate you watching. I hope that hopefully we could get a little bit more organized to shut down this fucking fucked up government we have here.
Yeah.
Because it's not just the Republican Party that are fascists or tyrants. The Democratic Party wants more control than fucking anybody.
Yeah.
Look at what they did with COVID. COVID was a fucking disaster. They wanted to force people to get a vaccine to even go out in public. Isn't that fucking crazy? They did that shit.
Yeah.
And we just accepted it, bro. We were like, oh, well, guys, we were so desperate to go out for human interaction that we went and got a vaccine that we had no
I
idea
only got
what...
one.
Yeah, I only did one too. A lot of people only did one.
Yeah.
And
I can still get COVID because I've still got COVID since
yes,
then.
it was completely ineffective. If anything, it just made shit fucking worse. You know, these vaccines that they're pushing, the vaccines are $1 billion industry, and I think it's responsible of people to question what these vaccines are going to do and pick and choose which vaccines you either want to get or want to get for your kids. Because
you're literally putting shit in my body and I'm still getting sick.
Exactly. And it's $1 billion fucking industry. They're making so much money off of it.
I remember when they said that there was like certain places you could not go or you couldn't travel unless you had your vaccination like card, and everybody had it like laminated and shit.
A lot of people couldn't even work certain jobs, even like in the government, unless you had a vaccination.
I worked all through COVID and I didn't get sick once. And then as soon as I got home and I had to do the vaccine, then I got sick.
Yeah.
I literally delivered packages downtown Chicago every single day, all through COVID.
Didn't get sick.
Didn't get sick. And then I took a week vacation, stayed home, just went to the grocery store and like did things and actually was out in like public. And then I got the vaccine during the vacation. I got the one shot. And then I got sick.
Yeah.
And then I had to take another week off because I was fucking sick.
The way they were acting over that shit was crazy, dude. Like the social distancing and all these other extra steps and all this other shit. It did nothing. It didn't stop COVID. COVID's still here to this day.
I remember like right after COVID when if you would call, like say you're calling off work, all you had to say was, I think I'm sick. And they'd be like, oh, just take as many days off as you want because you probably go get tested.
Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy times, and we're still feeling the repercussions from it too. I think a lot of people, because it was like a solid 2 years that there was fucking lockdowns. We would go from lockdown to not having lockdown to, oh, we might be going another lockdown. Oh, yep, we're in another lockdown. Okay, no lockdown. And then you didn't know when everything was going to turn back to normal.
Those fucking masks.
And honestly, nothing really turned back to normal since then, because I think a lot of people got so alienated from one another and so isolated that now we don't interact with each other the same anymore. People are so much more fucking hostile and negative. Yeah. And I think it's from COVID,
no,
honestly.
Went straight up stir crazy, just having a lot of people were on like leave from work.
Yeah, a lot of people were stuck at home.
On lockdown.
Literally.
That's why I'm grateful that I wasn't, and I
Yeah.
worked all through COVID because I got to keep, even though it was a ghost town. That shit was wild. There was nobody out.
No
There's
traffic was
no
great.
traffic. Honestly, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
The 30-minute drive to Chicago from my house at the time would take me like 15 minutes because I'd be flying on the highway because there's nobody out.
Yeah.
Like, it was great. I loved it. Honestly, I'm not the biggest people person, but I still got to socialize with like my coworkers and like other
Yeah.
people,
A lot of
businesses, or
people
whoever
didn't.
that I delivered to would
A
come
lot of
out
people
and
didn't.
get to say hi to me because they'd just be at home all fucking day, getting paychecks in the mail that I never received because I worked through COVID.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I got like hazard pay, but y'all still made more money just sitting on your asses. And I'm over here touching dirty ass packages all day. Didn't get sick.
Yep.
Bullshit.
Well,
It was a sting operation.
honestly, if there is another disease to come around that's more deadly than COVID, like just fucking let it do its thing, man.
It's
No
natural selection.
no fucking lockdowns, no mask mandates. You know, I mean, the mask mandates, okay, sure, whatever. But then even that, dude, they even
Fuck
made
the
it.
masks.
They even made it so that there was a limit on how many people could go to a funeral.
Yeah. No, I know.
My cousin passed away during that time, and not everybody could go to the fucking funeral that wanted to be there. It was insane, bro, for a fucking funeral.
Yeah.
And Democrats wanted to say that fucking Republicans are the ones that want more control and that are fascists.
One of my friends from high school had passed away during lockdown the first time, and I wasn't allowed to go. Even though I grew up with this person. Like, it wasn't just high school. I grew up with this person.
Family only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was family only.
They had to watch from like a live screen.
Yeah.
A live stream of it.
Or, like, I had a family member that went to the hospital for a totally unrelated thing.
Yeah.
And nobody could go in there. You just had to be alone.
Well, hopefully they don't ever do that shit again because that fucking sucked and it really fucked us up. It fucked up the economy. It fucked up the people. Like.
Yeah.
Yup. It did nothing, and it didn't stop it. It's
No.
still here. It's just another flu.
People are still getting COVID.
It's just another form of the fucking flu, dude. That's all it ever was.
Swine flu all over again.
And honestly, the flu is worse than COVID.
Yeah, because I had swine flu when it was a thing, and I literally thought I was dying.
Dude, like when I got the flu, because I got the flu this last year, and I've had COVID a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, I had the flu recently too.
And the flu is worse than COVID.
Yeah.
Honestly, it lasts a lot longer too. And with COVID, you can take medications and you get rid of it in a couple days. With the flu, I was sick for like a full week.
Yeah, same.
Like sick as hell.
Yeah.
That shit sucked. I would take COVID over the flu any fucking day. And some people, COVID hits a lot harder, but it's the same thing with the fucking flu.
Yeah.
The flu hits pretty hard for everybody, but some people it hits really hard because their health isn't there. You know, it's the same with any
Weakened
fucking
immune
disease.
system,
Yeah, weakened immune system or some other underlying issue.
Like I'm an asthma baby.
You know, and it's like I remember, and honestly, I really think they blew COVID way out of proportion just because Trump was in office and they wanted him out by any means. Because once Biden was in office, it wasn't a problem anymore. That's exactly how it went down. As soon as Trump was gone, it just went away. Bye,
Goodbye.
COVID, bye.
Bye-bye.
What was that again? Wow, that was so crazy.
We don't say the
wasn't it?
C word.
Wow, that was so crazy. Trump was an asshole for that, right? No, actually, you guys were the fucking assholes for that because you tanked the economy. And you isolated people to the point that now when we're all back together, we're just fucking assholes. You took away graduations for kids. My sister couldn't even actually have a real graduation.
My sister couldn't either. Both of my sisters.
You restricted people from going to funerals for a political agenda. That's what it was.
And a lot of the kids nowadays, like even my two sisters, the one is in her first year of college and the other one's still in high school, and They are so antisocial. They
Yeah.
literally, like, my youngest sister, she straight up doesn't talk to people. Like, she's a mute. Exactly how I was when I was younger, obviously for different reasons, but she is a mute. She doesn't talk.
A lot of people are like that now.
Even at, like, my papa's funeral, she doesn't talk. She's very, like,
Shy.
she's terrified of people now.
Yeah.
And it's because she spent most of her high school years at home
During COVID.
It
fucked a lot of people up.
And there's a lot of younger kids who didn't get those first social interactions with other children. They don't know how to talk to other people now.
Yeah.
Period.
It was very detrimental.
Yeah.
And honestly, the disease, what we did in reaction to COVID did more damage than COVID. Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, yes, millions of people died from it, and that's horrible. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But look at how many people have died from the fucking flu.
It's like any other disease.
It's like it's a disease, dude. You can't stop it. We didn't stop it. We didn't get rid of it. We didn't fully vaccinate for it because the vaccinations don't fucking work.
I said it was a sting operation because I really felt like it was just something that was planted because of, like, overpopulation.
Yeah, well, it didn't work because we're still overpopulated.
Yeah.
They need to come out with something new that just actually will wipe out like half of us.
Oh my god. Bye.
Like, yeah. If I gotta go bye-bye, I don't even care anymore.
Take me out of this prison.
Yeah. I don't even care. Like, yes, I love my life and I want to keep on living it, and I've lived a great life. And if it happens, it happens. You know.
Take him, you gotta take me too. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Right. Like, do I really want to work my ass off for the rest of my life until I'm 67, or could I just stop it now?
Can I just not?
Yeah, right.
Can I maybe not do that?
You could just wipe me out.
COVID-20?
And I'm not saying that I'm, like, suicidal or anything like that, but I mean, if it happens, it happens. No, I don't want that.
Get me out of jail free card.
And it's not even that I necessarily want it. It's just if it happens, it happens. You know, like, that's just the way I look at it. I had my fun here. And that's just how I'm gonna
unalive me.
that's just how I'm gonna look at it from now on. And that's how I've always kind of looked at it. Like, I don't fear death. I don't welcome it necessarily, but if it comes a knocking, I'm gonna try not to open that door. But
yeah, I don't necessarily fear death. I fear the unknown.
You're just fearful.
I'm just a baby and I'm scared of everything. But it's mostly, it genuinely is mostly the unknown. Like, not knowing, where the hell am I going? Who's going to be there? Nobody? Am I going to darkness, the void forever? Or am I going, can I find him somewhere else? Like, what happens? Because I don't know, and I'm not going to know until I die. Right. That's more what I'm scared of.
I mean, either way, death is inevitable.
Oh, I know.
You know, that's just the way I look at it.
Well, that's why I say that I'm not necessarily scared of death.
I'm just happy.
Because I know it's going to happen anyways.
I'm just happy to have been here for at least a little while.
I'll meet you on the outside of this virtual reality.
Yeah. Simulation theory?
No.
Okay, that's where I'll end this episode, guys. We weren't planning on making this a whole podcast. So, one quick thing, guys. We have an ad for our online shop that we made for our NUBBZ. Yeah. They're 3D printed hat pins or fidget toys. $20 a pop. And, you know, go ahead and check out the commercial. It's on our Shopify account. I hope you enjoy the little ad that I made. Peace.
Welcome.
Have you ever thought to yourself, like, man, I could really use something to spice up my outfit and make me pop out in a crowd? Well, do I have an answer for you? Got my little guys here I like to call my NUBBZ. NUBBZ. My NUBBZ. I got octopuses, which those are definitely a favorite. I got turtles, and I got dragons. See, just look at how sad I look without any of my nubs, dude. I'm sitting there nubless. Then bam! Ooh, look at that. Oh yeah, got all the nubs, baby. All the nubs. Got on my fanny pack. You can pin them to pretty much anything. Got them on my hat. Oh man, looking good. I'm liking it. Hell yeah, look how happy I am now, dude. Oh yeah, handsome man. Now hit him with the Grinch poses. Ooh, ah, oh, bitch. Now you could even do things like pin it to your shoulder. Like, bam. Oh yeah, look at that. Now you got a little buddy with you forever and ever. Not only can you put it on your shoulder, but you could stick it in your mouth. Yeah, stick it in your mouth. Don't be a pussy, dude. Put it in your mouth. Stick it in your mouth. Yeah, put it in there. Put it in there. Yeah. All right, spit it out. There you go. All right. Now put it in your hand. Stick it in your fucking hand, dude. Just take that pin, stick it right in your hand. Do it. Come on, you can do it. There you go. You can do. Oh, stop shaking. Come on. Oh my God, he did it. Shit. Look at that. Just stuck it right in his hand. You're an animal, dude. You psycho. All right, take it out. All right, there you go. Yeah, throw it over there too. Oh, does your hand hurt? Poor baby. Baby back, bitch. Now, take that pin, shove it in your ass. Oh, is that really where you draw the line? Put it in your ass, dude. Come on. All right, fine, fine. Put it in your girlfriend's ass. There you go. Yeah, come on. Go grab her. Go get her, dude. Go right now. Yep. Go ahead. Oh, there she is. Now it's a party. Yeah, talk her into it, man. Come on, you got this. Come on. She's shaking her head no, but her mind's thinking yes. You could use a little bit of lube. Just put it in her ass. Oh, she ran away. Thank you guys for tuning in for my very first ad. If you are interested in buying any of my nubs, they're going to be in my Shopify account. My Shopify will be linked down in the description below. To get 15% off of your first order, use discount code I will eat your ass for Kohl's Cash. Quick disclaimer, I'm not at all related to Kohl's or Kohl's Cash. I just think it sounds funny. There we go again. Use discount code at checkout. I will eat your ass for Kohl's Cash to get 15% off of your first order.